lessons for this week, so please watch the whole video.
The previous lesson in Civics 2 was about the different landforms in the Philippines. This week, the first lesson is all about the seas and the rivers. Now look at the picture. This is the map of the Philippines. As you can see on the map, the Philippines is surrounded by bodies of water. There are also many water forms in the islands. First, seas and oceans. A big body of water is called a sea. A sea is wide and deep. Its water is salty. An ocean is bigger than a sea. The West Philippine Sea separates the Philippines from neighboring countries in the west like Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia. The Pacific Ocean is in the east of the Philippines. A sea is a rich source of fish, shrimps, shells, seaweeds, crabs, and other marine life. Next, rivers. A river is a body of water coming from the mountains and flowing to the sea. Some rivers are wide and long. Some rivers are narrow. The Philippines has hundreds of rivers. Many years ago, these rivers were full of fish, shrimps, crabs, and all kinds of freshwater creatures. Today, many of our rivers are either dead or fast drying up. A river is dead when the water cannot anymore flow because it is heavy with pollution. A river becomes polluted when poisonous materials are dumped into it. Some of these poisonous materials come from factories and garbage dumped by people. Deforestation caused by logging can also lead to the washing of topsoil into a river. The river then becomes filled with silt, which often kills the plants and animals living in the water. Pasig River is an example of a dead river. Many years ago, our ancestors rowed their boats freely along Pasig River. Today, the river is full of poison from nearby factories and from garbage thrown by people. The government and citizens should cooperate to make the Pasig River clean and alive again. Next, lakes. Another water form is a lake. A lake is a large body of fresh water surrounded by land. A clean lake is usually full of fish like tilapia, carp, and kanduli. For many years, Laguna de Bay served as a fishing place for many residents around the area. However, factories nearby have been throwing their waste into the lake. People in the villages around the lake and the government should work together to stop factories from killing the lake. Taal Lake in Batangas is a special kind of lake. There is an island and a volcano within the lake. Lastly, waterfalls. A waterfall is water coming from a higher place and falling straight down. It is sometimes called jumping water. There are many waterfalls in the Philippines. Waterfalls serve many purposes and have many economic uses. Some are used to produce electricity for our homes. Waterfalls are also beautiful tourist spots. The Maria Cristina Falls in Mindanao is the biggest waterfall in the country. Another famous waterfall is Pagsanhan Falls in southern Luzon. Unfortunately, we have not been looking after many of our waterfalls. Some waterfalls have dried up, others have become polluted. Now let's proceed to the next topic, which is a land of beauty. There are many beautiful places in the Philippines. Let us know more about these beautiful places in our country. First, rice terraces. The Ifugao rice terraces or the rice terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras can be found in the mountains of Ifugao in northern Luzon. These rice terraces are often claimed as the eighth wonder of the world. The famous Banawe rice terraces is one of the many clusters of stone wall terraces that were patiently carved out by hand and simple tools on the crest of the Cordillera mountain range. They were built over 2,000 years ago by the Ifugaos. The Filipino people are proud of the rice terraces because they are the only man-made structures in the Philippines that show no evidence of having been influenced by colonial cultures. Next is Baguio City. Baguio City is called the summer capital of the Philippines. This city is located 1,500 meters above sea level. It has a year-round cool climate. There used to be many pine trees in Baguio. The pine trees give off a very fragrant smell. Today, many pine trees have been cut down. The people and government should protect the pine forests around Baguio from further logging. Interesting places in Baguio include Burnham Park, Camp John Hay, Mines View Park, the Philippine Military Academy, Ifugao Wood Carving Village, and the Mansion House. In 1991, a strong earthquake badly damaged Baguio and other places in northern Luzon. Most of the places damaged by the earthquake have been repaired or rebuilt, and the beauty and cleanliness of the city continue to charm its visitors. Next is Las Piñas Church. Las Piñas City in Metro Manila is famous for the bamboo organ. It was built by Father Diego Serra de la Virgen del Carmen in 1821. It was completed in 1824. The National Museum of the Philippines declared the Las Piñas bamboo organ a national cultural treasure on March 11, 2004. For its uniqueness and significance. The Las Piñas bamboo organ is the only organ in the world built almost entirely of bamboo. The organ is kept inside the parish church of St. Joseph. Las Piñas City is also known as one of the cleanest cities in Metro Manila, being listed in the government's Clean and Green Hall of Fame. Next, Puerto Galera. Puerto Galera is a coastal town in the province of Oriental Mindoro. Many tourists visit the place every year and is a favorite destination for snorkeling and diving. Some local people work to serve the tourist industry. Others are common fisherfolk living on the island. Next is Taal Volcano. The famous Taal Volcano is found in Batangas. Taal is a volcano within a lake. It is also one of the smallest volcanoes in the world. Next, Pagsanhan Falls. Pagsanhan Falls is known worldwide for the boat ride driven by expert boatmen. These boatmen row upstream to the waterfalls. Then, they shoot the rapids downstream on the way back. The name Pagsanhan was derived from Sanga, meaning branch, the town being at the fork of two rivers. Next, Mayon Volcano. Mayon Volcano is one of the world's most symmetrical volcanoes with a near-perfect cone. It is located in Albay, Bicol, on the island of Luzon. Mayon is derived from Magayon, the Bicolano word for beautiful. This volcano is recorded to have erupted more than 49 times. Mayon is found in Bicol. And lastly, Palawan. Palawan is one of the few places left in the Philippines where there are still many trees in the mountains. In other provinces, many forests have disappeared because of logging. Mountains in many parts of the Philippines are bald. When it rains, the soil on the mountainside is washed down into the rivers, lakes, and seas.
So those are the lessons for this week. Again, this is Teacher Jet. See you next time.